Hi everyone, in this video we are going to understand about Social and Political Life 1, a textbook for class 6 NCERT, and the essence in the introduction of this book is to make you understand and familiar with the various aspects of social and political life in general. This book wants us to understand the few topics what happens outside the world and rather than retention of fact. This is done through introduction of concepts by asking questions, narrating stories and pictorial representation, etc. So stay with me till the end of chapter so that we can comprehend and make it simple. So in this particular video, first video, we are going to understand about Unit 1, Diversity. So the Unit 1 again divided into two chapters, Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. Chapter 1 deals with the understanding diversity and Chapter 2 deals with the diversity and discrimination. So let's talk about Chapter 1, understanding the diversity. The chapter begins with 3 children of class 6 age given an empty box to draw their human figure. The outcome was the drawing is quite different for all 3 of them. Even by looking at their images you can say that yes, they're different, the drawings are different. So why these drawings are different? Here we have to understand that every human being don't look exactly like each other. We differ in terms of languages we speak, our cultural backgrounds, religious rituals we observe, right? So, if these many differences are there in a human being, then of course the drawing or the influence on the drawing or the way we draw also differs, correct? Here, the differences influences our drawing style. So by these statements, can we say that we are 100% different? The answer would be probably not. So ask yourself or your friends a few questions. What you wear while going out? At home, what language do you speak? What's your favorite sport? All these questions. There are similar kind of answers from your friends. And these answers would be like some or the ways the people or other friends are quite like you. In some ways, your friends are quite different. So from this topic, you can understand that NCERT want us to understand the term uniqueness. So human beings are unique. Being the only one of its kind is uniqueness. Okay. Next, the chapter goes with second topic, making friends. The second topic is narration of story that has been taken place between 2 boys who are different from one another. One person is a student and one person is a newspaper seller. Both met at a traffic signal and the student asked for the Hindi newspaper while he was waiting at the red signal, and the seller boys opened his mouth wide open and asked the question, "You mean you know Hindi?" And the answer of the student said, "Of course, why? Why do you think like that?" The seller said, "You look like so Angrez." The student said, "I can read, speak, write Hindi. This is the subject that I have learned in my school." So please pause the video and look at their conversation further. Go through that. So after reading that example, you can drive to the conclusion that there are 2 Samirs. Samir 1, Samir 2, right? There are few differences among the both. Samir 1 familiar with English, Samir 2 speaks Hindi. Although their ease of language is different, they still communicated with each other because it was very interesting for them. Communicating each other was very interesting. So there is another difference. Samir 1 also comes from different religious background, like Samir 1 is a Hindu, Samir 2 is a Muslim. The other way they are different are one goes to school, one sells newspaper. So the difference or being different is an aspect of diversity. You have to understand that the NCERT want us to understand here is the word difference. Okay, after understanding the difference, you should also feel that being different is an aspect of diversity. Okay. Next, let us talk about another term, inequality. What is inequality? Not having equalness, right? The definition inequality comes about when a person does not have the resource and opportunity that are available to the other person. So let me explain equality with the same previous example of narration, as we know that there are two Samirs. So we are familiar with that example, so I'll explain through that definition or that narration. Okay, Samir 1 goes to school. He had the opportunity in going to the school. Samir though did not have the opportunity in going to the school, and he proudly says that I am working when I was high. Comparing to the height of bicycle, when I was high, he said that I was working since then. Here understand the situation. Here we are not understanding the differences between both of two. Here we are understanding the situation. Here, if Samir though goes to school like Samir Ek, maybe he should starve for food, basic necessities, because he was poor. He have to earn for living. And even Samir though has no thought that there was a school and I have to go to there and I have to learn something. And he has only one thought, how to earn for today. That's it. Here the situation is, without food, what can he study? So earning is important for him. In this situation, the situation itself created an inequality. So Samir 2, instead of Ek, Samir Ek, instead of Samir Do has inequality, has no equality. If he doesn't go to school, he doesn't learn. If he goes to school, he will starve, right? Now let us talk about the situation, how humans created a situation of inequality. Here the humans created the situation of inequality. What is that? For that we can understand about caste system. So what is caste system? A group of people is called a society, right? Now the society was divided into different groups depending upon the work or a job that people did. And they were supposed to remaining in that groups or those groups for their whole life, and their children should also learn the same work or they should also do the same job. Let me quote an example. If your parents are potter or sweepers, you should only become a potter by birth, or sweepers, nothing else. This is a rigid system which consider irreversible because you were not supposed to change your profession. If you change your profession, you should learn everything by yourself like a Ekalavya. That's it. But we can see this in other way also. If you want to learn music, your idea of changing the stream is seen as evil. Arey, usko music chahiye. He was like culprit among all of us. The whole society will see you as a culprit, right? So instead of music, they says you should only learn better pottery skills or sweeping skills. Checkmate, that's it. Your end. Here the situation is creating inequality. Even though he doesn't like to do the pottery, but he was forced to do there. He want to learn the music, but he was forced to do that. The situation created inequality. This is the caste system. Okay. Next, NCERT want us to understand what does diversity add to our life. So assume that we all have friends, right? Who are different from us. So when we have Muslim, Hindu, Christian or Sikh or Parsi or Buddhist friend, when Muslim friend brings us biryani or halim, we enjoy that food. If a Hindu friend brings laddu, Ganesh laddu or karapusa or sevaya, etc., we enjoy that food, right? Christian friend, we are fond of having cakes, again biryani or some different kind of non-veg item, right? We enjoy different taste of food here. Sometimes we also not only focus on their food, we also fond of their dressing style, the language they speak. We try to imitate that words in our home, and we'll be get beaten up by our parents, or we'll feel criticized, right? So every time we being different, we enjoy the feeling. Different foods, we enjoy the taste. Different persons, we enjoy the words of language of speaking, right? So diversity adds beautiness, refreshing. It avoids monotonous in our life. So let me explain these example through movies or stories. So we all know the directors like Rajmouli, Ram Gopal Verma, Karan Johar, Shankar, Prashant Neel, etc., right? Here every director, their story has different genre. Some prefers mother's love, some prefers violence, some prefers comedy, and some prefers societal impactful movie. Okay, so we can see this, every director have certain genre. This genre comes from different influence and background they have seen and learn from their surroundings. Assume that if every director is taking the same movie and same kind of story, what happens? Same music, everything same. What happens? We will get less interest. We will get bored, right? So we can understand that. So different stories, different directors, we enjoy it. So diversity brings us many ideas. It makes us appreciate the beauty of real life. So being different is being diverse. Next topic, diversity in India. India is a country of many diversities. We speak many languages, we have different types of foods, we celebrate different festivals, practice different religion. But think about it, we do many things but in a similar way, except that we do them in different ways. Many languages, yes, we speak in language 1, language 2, language 3. We are speaking here the same thing, but we do in different way. Let me quote an example. For preaching God, what happens? Hindus goes to temple, Muslim goes to mosque, Christians goes to church, Sikhs goes to Gurudwara. So the idea is same thing. They are preaching the God, but in a different method. So we can say that we do similar things but in a different way. Now we said like India is diverse, right? How do you explain diversity then? In previous statement we talked that like India as a country became a diverse nation. For this we can explain through one example. Now assume that you want to go a long trip, far long, like or a tour or a somewhere. How you will reach to your destination? By taking means of transport like flight, aeroplane, or by car or train, or by walk or campaigning, right? What happened? In the first means of transport, you won't feel tired as journey time is less, say 1 hour. For 1500 kilometers, you will go for 1 hour, 1.5 hours. You enjoy and you come back. In second means of transport, car or train or bus, you feel half tired, but says like, okay, let me enjoy, and you will get back to home on another day. On third means of transport, what happens? Walking or by reaching foot walk. By reaching the destination itself, you feel tired and you try to stay there and rest for some days, right? Then again you come back to home, correct? Now go back to the India. At that time, assume that India as a destination. So every person in the world got interested in India. So due to work or business or trade or in search of new lands or somewhere, everyone got interest on the India as a destination. So earlier days, there are no modern ways of transport, correct? So they went on by footwalk, horses, camels, ships, etc. Due to longer travel time, they stayed in India in some places. Okay, they even tried to settle in some places. But in some places, what happened? They felt weird and went back to their home country. And they felt like this is not our country. Okay, we'll go back. But people who stayed back in India make their home in India. At a new place, what happens? People began to change a little, or other times they manage to do things in the old ways. So we all know that India would have some language, music, religion by default, right? Now people who came from that different places brought their music, their language, their religion and their culture here. So what happened? Out of this situation, the intermixing of cultures happened, intermixing of languages, music and religion happened. So there came a new culture, that is Indian culture. So India is a unique place in the world, having vast geographical features, and it became home where it can bear everyone, any people from wherever the world, you can come here and stay here. So socially, India became diverse, but this is one way, or we can say that this is one possibility socially. So the influence of every culture has helped to shape the life and culture of India. Okay, there is another way also, we can say how diverse India is. This is due to geographical factors. Now take it other way, instead of human beings, take it other way. There are different geographical features, from mountains to plateaus, plateaus to desert, desert to very thick forest and dry desert, and there is also a very heavy rainfall, right? Rainfall state areas, right? Okay, dense forests. Now people adopt their life according to the geographical factors. For that, understand that living near the sea is different from the mountainous area. What will be the difference? The difference will be in terms of clothing, eating habits, kind of work they get, all this. Now, near sea, what you will get? You can't say that I'll go with a heavy suit near sea. You will suffocate. You will feel irritating due to that sand and the humidity that causes near the sea. Okay, I mean in the tropical region. I am not saying about in the upper regions of temperate regions. I am saying about tropical region. But on the mountain, what happens? The temperature is significantly low. Heavy suit protect you from the cold weather. Now take an example of food. Near sea, what you will get? You will get fish. You will get rice because of more trees and cultivation can be possible near water, right? And what about near mountains? You get nothing, just animals, or you can gather some fruits. Okay, in that way, right? Now compare the work. There you will get shifting cultivation. Here you can get regular cultivation. Near mountains only shifting. Near sea you can get regular cultivation. For that, NCERT has given a beautiful example by showing two states, difference of the two states. That is Ladakh. Another one is Kerala. So what is Ladakh? Ladakh is an union territory of India. It is located on the east of Jammu and Kashmir. Climate being deserted area in this region does not receive any rainfall and covered in snow for a large part of year. And farming and pastoral life, there is less water. Very little agriculture is possible here. All the area is covered in snow. Very few trees can grow out of that snow. The melting snow provides drinking water and people depend upon the cow, sheep, goat, etc. Goat is very special due to the wool it produced. Wool is collected and traded and even utilized making pashmina shawls, which are very costly. Whenever you visited Ladakh, go and take that pashmina shawls. Okay, next we'll talk about food. Their food is meat, milk, cheese, butter. Okay, out of milk, cheese and butter, right? Next, Ladakh being mountainous region, it has famous passes. In between of these passes, there have some major trade routes. The caravans of traders passes through these passes and made it a major trade routes. The textiles, spice, raw silk, carpet, all these are transported through these caravans in between these passes. So it made a major trade route. Next, coming to religion, Buddhism, even those passes made spread of Buddhism to Tibet via Ladakh. The another religion where Islam is introduced recently 400 years ago through these passes, and significant Muslim population also present in Ladakh right now. And there is a tradition. The tradition is very rich in oral tradition. They talk and they will transfer the knowledge. Okay, this oral tradition of songs and poem exists in the Ladakh. The Kesar Saga, a drama or we can say an epic. Okay, it is performed and sung both by the Muslims and Buddhists here. Now we'll go back to Kerala and another state. We'll understand about Kerala. Kerala is a state of India located in the southwest corner in India. It is surrounded by the sea on one side, hills on the other side. See there, Annamalai everywhere, hills, right? What is climate? Climate feasible for agriculture, rice and vegetable. Natural plantation like spices, pepper, clove, cardamoms grows on these hills. It is the spices that attracted traders here. And it is an attractive place even though. The Jews and Arab traders were the first to come here. Even the apostle of the Christ, who is the 11 followers of the Christ, Saint Thomas, one among them, Saint Thomas is believed to have come here 2000 years ago. And he was credited to bringing the Christianity. And there are many Arab traders also. And they came and they settled here. Ibn Battuta, a traveler vlogger or travel log, he defined Kerala 700 years ago like he described about lives of Muslims and said that they were highly respected. And there are also European traders like Vasco da Gama who landed with his ship here the first time from all the way to Europe to this Kerala. By this you can say that all the courses has influenced Kerala to practice different religion. Coming to the religion, there are different religions, all religions. I mean, we said Jewish and Arab traders, right? So they brought Judaism and Islam. Apostle, he brought Christianity. Hinduism, already there. Buddhism, also there. Why? Because spread from the north to south, right? Now there are also interesting thing. There are fishing nets that look exactly like Chinese fishing nets. This one is also called as China Wala. The utensils, even the utensils for frying these fishes is also called as China Chatti. The word China believed to come from China. So now you compared Ladakh, Kerala. Okay. The major topic is we are explaining about diversity, right? So after looking both these areas, Ladakh and Kerala, both regions have different geographical features and both has different histories. Both have cultural influence like Chinese and Arab traders present at both areas, Ladakh for wool and Kerala for spices, right? By this we can say that any region or a history and geography decides the cultural life of that region. Can we say that these cultural influence merely a thing of past? No, in present everyone is moving to one place to another in search of jobs or in a cultural ways or changing to new places. The culture that is dominating in present is Western culture. You see, everyone is going to foreign in search of jobs, job opportunities, right? Now, Indians will go there and they will introduce our Indian culture in the foreign, right? Okay. Now, let us talk about what Chacha Nehruji has said about India. He said that in one phrase, he said like, India is one country where I can define in one phrase as unity in diversity. He said that in this way. Why did he coin this phrase? It is to describe the country. Until now we talk that diversity and country, which is India is very diverse. But understand the idea of country before India got independence. Generally what a country is, it is a group of people, right? These group forms as a one unit in the conditions that all should speak one language, one religion, one culture. If the other person is following different culture, they should go back to another region and they are from different country. Okay. Now, if other person is following different culture, there arises a domination. You feel that our culture is very superior or our language is superior, and you both will quarrel, right? It leads to fight and quarrel with each other, one group with another group, right? By this idea, Britishers who ruled India, they thought that in the name of organizing the Indians to be peaceful, there is a need of leaders who guide them to peace. But what happened? Indians proved it wrong. Even having different cultures, different languages, the Indian men and women came together to oppose the British rule. Even had a freedom movement where thousands of people had backed it. The phrase that yet being different, they could be united in battle against Britishers. This was the term that Nehru wants us to convey. And look at this. Pause the video and read this. What Nehru had said about India. Thank you. That's it. If you like this video, please share, like and subscribe. That's it. I can't ask any other. Bye bye.